So, your new matchmaker might just be a reality TV producer?
That sounds like the best scenario for the messiest divorce
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Absolutely. Like, just invest in a divorce lawyer in advance because this sounds risky and very, very risky and a pre. No, but seriously, we are noticing that internationally and more recently in the Arab world and Morocco, more and more people are turning to reality TV and dating shows, whether they be on television or online, to find love, to find their partner, and to find a connection. What do you think about this rising trend?
I think it was gonna come eventually. I don't think it's new though. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would let me tune into certain Lebanese channels because they had these reality shows that some of them the main goal was dating and so on, but like there was also like talent shows, I think, where
I know what
a
you're
group,
talking about.
you know,
We all know. 2000s kids know.
like I wasn't allowed to watch that stuff, but like just like little clips that I would steal here and there where from what I remember there was some sort of like romantic sort of dating involved. And
Part of the appeal was the romance that would bloom between participants behind closed doors.
right, like I honestly have no idea what I was watching. Like I don't have proper memory of it, but yeah, it's something that we have that isn't necessarily new. But I do think that there was a show that kind of like catapulted the concept to the whole world instead of it just being focused in, let's say, the North America region or the Western European region. I mean, in Western Europe, we all know those French reality TV shows and English Big Brother, and then they started franchising all over the world, but also in the US, which I think is like the home of reality TV.
That's where it started.
Yeah, you would see things like The Bachelorette and The Bachelor. Like I was a child and I was seeing like how many seasons have they done already? Like so many,
So
right?
many spin-offs.
Yeah.
So many versions,
Exactly.
international versions.
And I think that's what eventually was going to spill over. We just needed a show that was easy to kind of replicate in,
and adapt
say,
to
Arab
culture.
and Middle Eastern norms,
Yeah.
which isn't the case with any of the ones I mentioned.
We'll get to that, but the looming question, what we really want to discuss today and what we want to answer is, are these people really searching for love, searching for connection, or are they just trying to rake up that follower count?
I'm sure you'll agree with me that it takes a very specific type of person to go on any reality TV. It's like, it's not something that everyone just can do. Like it takes a little, I'm not going to say crazy, but like
A specific type of character.
yeah, like a little bit of like a main character syndrome, or like being at least
a big
okay.
extrovert.
Yeah, or at least being okay with the idea of like, you know, putting your life out there and being on camera and being on TV or whatever. And so the shows themselves, yes, they could attract people that are actually looking for love, but I also think it mostly attracts people that are after the what comes with participating in a show like this, you know?
So for Morocco, before we get into the dating shows and this rising trend in our country, let's talk a little about dating culture specifically in Morocco in general, not online dating, not TV dating, dating culture in general. Growing up in Morocco, we know that people date. People date. It's very. I think my parents dated. Like a lot of people date and have been dating for decades. However, it has this little specificity of being very low key most of the time. Like you don't introduce your boyfriend, girlfriend to your parents unless marriage is involved. Like parents get involved once marriage is brought up and that's how dating really works in Morocco. But we're starting to see a little shifts.
It's really shifting everywhere. In Morocco, I feel like a lot of people like to deny that we have a dating culture.
Oh yeah.
But just from when I was younger to now, like, you can see it transform in front of you, right? Like, I feel like before, a lot of people dated for marriage. Now we are seeing a lot of people date just for the sake of dating, which is so...
even back then, a lot of people dated just to date, but it was just not high key. It was just not.
It was
parents.
Younger people. I think it was older people that were dating just to date.
Yeah.
But I feel like in our culture, in our society, younger people dated with marriage. And
because we are taught that eventually you're going to have to get married, have children, yada, yada, yada. And as children or as kids or as younger people, you imagine this relationship that you are supposed to have that was going to be the end of all of your relationships.
Yeah.
Has to be based on love and romance and whatnot. So we typically start dating with marriage in mind to eventually reach that point.
A universal problem that has been brought about by technology and by social media, like dating apps.
Yeah.
Like, dating apps? Like, okay, I'm pretty sure that most of our parents, you and I, people watching, they married people that were kind of sort of in their vicinity.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how it's been traditionally since forever, not just in Morocco, until the internet, social media, and dating apps.
Exactly. Like, now you can literally date someone, meet someone, date someone, marry someone from the other end of the world. And it's so, there's also like this insane amount of choice that, like, it can give you like decision paralysis because you don't, like...
Personally, it makes me very anxious.
Same.
Dating apps made me very anxious.
Same.
Just scrolling.
You can't.
Swiping left and right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it works for some people. I mean, a lot of people nowadays, you would see like a very cute couple who just recently got married. You would ask, hey, how did you guys meet? And they would say a dating app or Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more prevalent, which is just like a very normal progression of social media and how it was built and connections that it created between people from very, very different areas of the world. Eventually, it was obvious that it was going to conquer the dating scene as well.
Yeah. But I also feel that it's a sentiment that we get from a lot of people who are pursuing sort of like alternative methods of meeting people and dating, such as these shows, for instance. They're all like, you know what? I'm tired of the apps. Like, the apps are just not working for me anymore.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in general, internationally, people are like frantically looking for new ways to date, meet people, to date, etc.
What's funny is frantically looking for new ways, except for the original way, the traditional way of going out, doing activities, meeting people during these activities or during these parties or get-togethers or whatnot. This is becoming more and more rare.
Yes, but it's also because socioeconomically we live under a system that has commodified everything. You don't have those, like, what they call third spaces, or like, you don't have those leisure spaces that you can go where you can just do something you like by yourself, right? Not with your friends or whatever, but by yourself, and just kind of have fun and be open to meeting someone, right? But also, the realities have changed. Now we are more aware about our safety as women. We are more scared because every day crimes against women become more and more violent, more and more frequent. So I think women are a bit more closed off to these, like, oh, just be open to whatever. And men, I also feel like they feel that. And so they don't want to... I feel like men are too comfortable approaching women online.
This is very prevalent on dating apps, where women have this massive amount of choice just because the men will swipe right on anyone, just to get a match.
Yeah.
So the woman finds herself in a position where she's overwhelmed with these choices, and she has to choose and be very, very careful who she chooses to talk to, if she would like to turn this virtual date into real life, if she wants to meet this person, if she trusts them, where should she meet them? Is it going to be secure? Is it not going to be fair? Like, I feel like with dating apps, I don't think they particularly lessened this danger. They just like switched the.
They just give you a little bit more data.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like men also are like a little too comfortable behind the screen now, that they will never approach women in public. Like, oh, like the line is blurred. Like, I don't know what's harassment and what's just like, come on, you guys know, come on. But yeah, like I'm not encouraging anyone to go up to women and like talk to
harass them in real life.
But what we're saying is that these are shifts that we as a society are noticing. And I feel like right now we're in that phase where we're frantically looking for a solution or like a third option, because I feel like all the options that we have now, our generation is over.
Enter dating shows.
Enter Netflix.
So Love is Blind.
Love is
Enter
blind.
Love is
Oh my
Blind.
God.
Love is Blind is a very interesting concept.
I love that franchise.
I don't know how to feel about it. I think I love to hate it and hate to love it. But it's very, very interesting because it came as an answer to what you previously mentioned, which is, oh, I'm so tired of the dating apps. Nobody's serious anymore. Nobody wants to date for marriage anymore. So this show was like, okay, you're tired of swiping and being superficial and like picking your partners based on these superficial ideas. Come on to Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And for the people who don't know, the show is basically a bunch of people, a group of women and a group of men who do speed dating, basically.
Not
or
really. It's
not
speed.
kind of speed dating, but
it's showed as speedy, but
yeah,
it actually takes a lot longer.
What I was trying to say is that they date in a rotation.
Yeah.
Everybody
They date each other.
Exactly. They all date each other in pods where they don't see the person that they're talking to. Until eventually a few of them build connections, find partners that they do want to particularly spend their lives with, and they don't get to see each other until they agree to get engaged.
Yeah. Sight unseen.
Sight unseen, exactly, as they always say. And after which they meet and they have 4 weeks to decide whether they do want to get married. They do want to like go on with their decision and actually get legally married. Like,
it's not serious.
This is a serious show. It's not just like it's not just showing people getting married. They're actually legally getting married when they say yes at the altar. I always said that if there is any culture that would be compatible with this model, yes, it is the Arabs and the Indians. That I have always said that, and eventually they took my word. Now,
yeah, but I don't know how to feel about it now that it happened. I'm not sure.
I think the issue is that it happened a little too late because Love is Blind. We've had 7 seasons right now. US seasons. 7 US seasons. And that not taking into account the never-ending spin-offs, including the Arab version Love is Blind Habibi. But throughout these 7 seasons, like going back to the first season, those people were so genuine. Those people were insanely genuine. Like you could see that those people really looked for connection and love and marriage, and some of them are still married to this day. Some of them are still together to this day. But with each season, it has become more and more about drama, about clout, and we started seeing that the people involved, the contestants, also have other things happening beyond Love is Blind that sometimes bleed into the show, and people start like digging in their social media because they do have a social media presence before getting on the show. So recently it's like you're lucky if you get 2 weddings. You're lucky
out of 6 or
out of 5 or 6 people, you only get like only 2-3 people make it to the altar, and maybe like 1 or 2 get married. 1 or 2 couples that get married.
Usually 1. You know, we've all noticed this sort of like degradation of Love is Blind US in terms of, like you said, genuinity and and authenticity. But I feel like it's the spin-offs that really just kind of truly paint a picture about how the US version has changed and how people everywhere would love to do this.
That's exactly why I said it came too late.
Yeah.
Because now when we did see Love is Blind heavily, all of those people have social media presence. All of those people are, in a sense, looking for a little stepping stone.
Yeah, or like have an incentive to be on a reality.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter which one.
I think, like you mentioned, age is also a very important thing because most people that are on Love is Blind, the US in particular, are 20 years old,
23, 24, 25.
I think the oldest that they had on these shows is like 33.
Yeah, I was thinking 31, but yeah, maybe.
In the early 30s, that was the oldest that they had. And funny enough, those people would be the genuine people in each season.
Or they would be at least the most decisive. Like they knew what they wanted. Like, which I think is so important for shows like this, which I've definitely seen in the UK. I kind of see, I have a bone to pick with Love is Blind heavily because, oh my God, I feel like they did that show dirty, like production wise.
What do you mean?
I feel like we didn't get enough of the dates. I feel like we didn't see connection happen.
I don't know. Wish they didn't have like good material, but
no, I'm sure they did.
A lot of the dates seemed very superficial.
Do you know what? Do you know why? I speak French. I love you. Marry me.
What? Oh, you're Moroccan. I'm Moroccan too. Let's get married.
It was horrendous. I didn't get it.
I think I say that maybe they really didn't have a lot of material to work with because after the pods, a lot of those couples would have these issues that normally you would have to like discuss inside the pods. So
is it like a cultural thing?
It begs the question of what did y'all talk about in the pods? What did you discuss? What did you talk about? Especially like the couple, the Iraqi and the Egyptian girl and the Iraqi guy. Like it took until their last date for him to tell her what he does. What his job
that was a little sad.
No, of course, I agree with you. I'm just saying, and no, it's very interesting. And no, they didn't discuss it before.
Yeah,
and no, he waited. He waited until he felt like he was a bit in danger. He felt like he was fumbling the bag, and he played that card. But that begs the question: what did y'all talk about before?
Maybe he downplayed it, you know, like because I don't think they wouldn't talk about professional stuff, but I feel like I didn't get it. Like none of the couples I got, except for the Iraqi girlie, the one who lives in Canada.
Oh, I love her.
I love her too.
Again, we go back to older people.
Exactly.
Older people. They're better to watch because they're more decisive. They know themselves. Yes. They know where they are in life and where they want to go. Not someone who's in like their mid-20s.
I feel like early mid-20s, you should focus on yourself. Like.
Oh, but no, now we're having early to mid-20-year-olds going on dating shows to try to find love. So let's try to answer the question that we have been turning around this entire time. And let's focus on Morocco a little bit because I feel like in Morocco, yes, we had some Moroccan contestants in Love is Blind. We're gonna get to that.
Oh my God,
we're gonna get there.
Oh my God.
But what I want to discuss, what I think is super interesting, is the online dating shows. Let's go back to Kawelis. Do you remember the skirt debacle?
Our first
episode, exactly. So the whole skirt debacle, that was a dating show, dating by outfit, where like the girl was supposed to choose one of the guys to go out on a date with based on their outfit. And setting aside the skirt and the magnitude that whole scandal took, people also had strong reactions to the concept in of itself, to the fact that it is outright about dating and normalizing dating culture in Morocco. A lot of people were very angry at that. They thought it was immoral. Like, for example, and they also judged a lot of the contestants for the things they were willing to do in order to win this date with the girl. For instance, the whole dog thing where the guys were calling for her dog to come and pick them. And that's super interesting to me. Like, we in Morocco, we all know that people date. People have been dating since the 60s, 70s, 80s. It's a normal part of life. But the second it was put on camera, put on blast, people felt a certain way.
I feel like, first of all, I do feel like
very Moroccan.
Yeah, no, of course. I do feel like Coedis gets a lot of hate just for, I feel like they can do nothing right to the public. Like they do, all of their concepts are kind of like verging on the super controversial. Like they know that that's
a choice.
It's
a choice.
It's a very brave and very risky choice, and it gets people going. It gets people talking, which is nice. But I feel like it feeds a certain type of outrage on purpose. For instance, they recently just came out with this episode where it was just one date, like one-on-one.
Yeah, the prompt date.
Yeah, 40 minutes of these perfect strangers just getting to know each other, asking each other questions and stuff. And
this begs the question, who are these perfect strangers?
Exactly. Like, one of them is a model, the other one is a model that likes to bike. I don't know. But like, the point is,
these are public internet figures.
No, we should public, but
internet figures.
But there's a guy already, he's a model, whatever. He's like, loves to name drop, loves to like, so obviously he wants to grow that following count and whatever.
He's doing a little promotion.
Exactly. She's interested, in being an actress or whatever. Like, obviously.
She has a public Instagram account. He has a public Instagram account.
I feel
you
like
can see both are doing brand deals, etc.
These are the types of people that would go on something like that, right? The skirt gate. I mean, she was an influencer. She was an influencer. The guy who she picked later admitted that he was only there to promote his.
He's a rapper who was just like, who was putting out a new song, and he was only there to promote his new song. And what's funny is, he said that after the show was over, they didn't go on the date.
Of course they wouldn't.
They did not go on the date. So I think this answers our question a little bit.
I watched the recent Coedis episodes of some friends who are like super like, they're in the whole like content creation.
Oh yeah, internet savvy. They know people.
Like, they were like, ain't no way this is not staged. Like, this is so staged.
Oh, by its nature, it's staged. But do you mean scripted?
Yes.
Oh,
they were like, some parts of it definitely are, and I'm like, I would never, like, what? Really?
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Me neither. But they're like, and I fully trust their judgment because they worked on things like that. But like, I don't know, like, you can't know if it's genuine or not unless you look at the people. You know what I mean? Like, maybe their next episode will have these perfect strangers. For instance, like, do you remember those button episodes that they did?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those people didn't want clout, right?
Yeah, no, those were just kids having fun.
Like, children. Just be like, okay, let's do this random video for YouTube.
They did a little concept with an actual internet personality, a somewhat well-known internet personality, where they brought up, like, it's the same concept of the button thingy.
Speed dating,
Speed dating, but he's the one who gets to, because it's all about him.
Yeah.
It's his episode. Time. He's the one, we're looking for a partner for this guy specifically. And it's like outright an internet personality.
Yeah.
Outright. Also, for the dating by outfit thing, when they did another episode after Skirtgate, they did the men. They did a man trying to pick. And it was a YouTuber. A known YouTuber. So I feel like they're not hiding it at this point. I feel like it's just
I don't think anyone.
It's an unspoken truth.
I feel like no one expects to find love while filming a Coedis YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
But some people do expect to find it as Monathib or the Love is Blind heavy view, which is like,
it's the premise of the show. You can't blame them.
Yeah, but like, I do feel like there were couples that I feel like stay together just for the sake of staying on the show, right? Like, more screen time in all of these shows.
Do you think so? Because a lot of them broke it off before.
Yes, but they should have broke it off sooner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
The thing they think that what's keeping these people. Well, I mean, we have seen on Love is Blind US, we've seen this happen. We've seen people stay in these relationships and go up to the altar just to have this like moment where they will have a
Drama.
and just like, and after that, their follower count explodes. It explodes. Then they start doing podcasts. They start start doing business ventures. They start doing collaborations, brand deals, etc.
Do you know
Some
how
of them
many?
even start working with Love is
Yes,
Blind.
oh my god, they start recruiting people, right?
They become a casting director for Love is Blind. That's wild.
But you know, do you know how many like Love is Blind inspired podcasts run by previous Love is Blind people?
It's a whole industry at this point. It's a whole niche. Like literally, Love is Blind created a whole niche on the internet of podcasts, reactions. There are certain content creators that only exist because
Thanks
of
to
Love is Blind. So it's like it is creating this sort of niche economy around the concept of reality TV dating.
That is definitely going to translate to the Arab world with the latest edition of Love is Blind Habib. I'm pretty sure it's going to get renewed for another season because, of course, I don't think any of the people watching actually believe the like romantic part, in that we're all just watching for it being just like entertainment gold. You know,
dating shows historically have always been super successful. Why? Because of the subject matter. First of all, it's super salacious, very intimate things that we don't really get to see with strangers. And it's also very drama-inducing. I mean, the nature of the show makes it super dramatic, and we love drama.
we do.
We love drama. We love watching people fight. We love seeing relationships grow and then tumble down. I'm sure that some people do watch because they want to watch an unorthodox love story bloom. But I feel like most of the audience members are complicit. We are complicit. We said it. We love the drama. We watch for the drama. I skip through most of the boring stuff, which is where they are talking to each other and getting to know each other, just because it bores me and I don't care. And I just want to get to the drama. So we were very complicit as audience members.
Yeah, but I also think that that's what the show became, you know? Like,
it's a bit of a vicious cycle.
Exactly. The first season, I still remember, it was made before COVID.
That's true.
And then everything shut down.
It blew up during
Everyone
COVID.
just no, it blew up way before. But like, it was, let's say it happened in like November, December, and then COVID was all in by January, February. So during COVID, a lot of things changed in us as societies. I feel like,
and as individuals also.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people realized that they should be capitalizing on things that are unorthodox, such as a large social media following, or like side hustles, or like whatever that the whole mess is.
Income streams.
Don't even. But yeah, I feel like that did play a role, because people had about 1 or 2 years of just kind of like digesting, like these participants that came on season 2, 3, 4, they've had time to think about it, not from like a romantic standpoint, but from a transactional one, right? This edition just did not hit. I feel like I know no one from, like, I've watched the whole thing.
Voila, in a sense,
I don't know any of the people.
Like you said, we didn't really spend a lot of time with the contestants or with each couple, what they bonded on, why they like.
So of course I'm gonna look at their marriage and be like,
exactly, what are you exactly? And most of them did not get married.
Thank God.
I tried. I think one couple got married.
Yeah.
It was one couple. And who was it?
Our favorite.
The older people. Exactly. I'm not sure if they're still married or not. I tried to check, but I couldn't really find any information.
And she's expecting.
They're having a baby? See, this begs the question. Should we have these types of shows, this type of content, if it works for a very, 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 very small percentage of the people that participate in it.
I feel like as producers, you want a little bit of balance of both. You know, like you want the drama, like you said, to satisfy the reality TV vibes, but you also want for people to see that it's possible to
You want
find this
some
love so that
success
people
to
will come back.
justify the existence of the
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't make sense. Why are you doing this show
No.
anymore? No one gets married if no one stays together.
I feel like that's what we're heading towards. It's not a spinoff. It's just a couple of episodes that they put out a year after the show airs. It's kind of like a follow up. It's
They're
in the
milking
same
this
season.
in every way
Exactly.
possible.
The producers are milking this. The participants are milking this. We, as audience members, are milking this. It's a bit of a snake eating its own tail thing, and it is bleeding into other cultures and other countries. I mean, we have Love is Blind Mexico, Love is Blind Brazil, Love is Blind South Africa, and now Love is Blind Habibi.
See that Tunisian girly and the Syrian guy? Like that was an obvious
That
culture
was a train wreck.
Minnoul, you know that these people culturally first are not compatible.
Okay, what do you say to the Moroccans?
The Moroccans, oh, okay, listen. One of those people is not very culturally Moroccan, if you know what I mean. Okay?
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No.
One of them is like very like Moroccan, and you know, and the other party is like fancy, like westernized in a way.
I see what you're trying to say, but I feel like that is very much Moroccan.
Yes, but like there's still
that divide exists in Morocco within Moroccans.
It exists
very
everywhere.
much
But like I feel like with the two Moroccans, that's what it was, that they were two ends of spectrum of Moroccan. You know what I mean?
Culturally, they agreed on a lot of things that are quote unquote Morocco dating culture and Morocco marriage culture or whatnot. I feel like eventually why those two were incompatible to begin with. They're incompatible. They disagree on a lot of things. They have very varying views on marriage, what it should be, how people should act in a relationship and in a marriage. They just didn't agree. They were not compatible. And yet they chose each other. And I do truly, truly believe that they chose each other because they're Moroccan. They're like, oh, you're Moroccan. I'm Moroccan. Let's get married. Which is very Moroccan.
Absolutely.
So I don't really think it's like a culture divide type thing. Because we saw other couples, for example, the Iraqi girl, the ones who did get married, they're not from the same country. They're not from the same culture. She specifically was very multicultural. She grew up around different countries, and he's Jordanian. I think he's Jordanian. So it's not the same culture, and yet they did find each other. They were compatible, and now they're expecting a baby. Yeah. So I don't think like the cultural difference between a Moroccan and an Iraqi or Lebanese and Saudi, it's not gonna. I don't think it's that the cultural differences were Love is Blind Habibi's downfall.
I don't think it was a good start. I don't think it was its downfall either, but I don't think it was a good start. I don't know why. I find it to be a little confusing. It's just harder, and like the pool of people from these areas that could participate in something like this gets smaller and smaller, and it's just it gives you some very interesting personalities. But for instance, in the US, they don't even have it like on a national scale, right? Like they usually do it per state.
Yeah.
Every season is a different state. And you kind of see that there's like a resemblance of like overall vibes, or
the cultures do feed the type of people that are going to be there.
For sure.
And I feel like for Love is Blind Habibi, I think that was the only choice, really.
The only logistically possible way.
The feasible choice.
Yeah.
For a production company, for producers.
Yeah.
that was the best choice for them, and setting it in Dubai specifically. Dubai is an international hub.
Yeah.
At this point, there's especially for people from the MENA region, Moroccans, Algerians, Iraqis, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So if you're going to set it in Dubai and you're going to have these contestants that are from different spots in the MENA region, I think what other choice do you have than to call it Love is Blind, Habibi?
I don't know. It just gave me the ick. I hate that title. I don't know why.
I can't justify it. I get it.
It's not a logical hate, okay?
So let's move on a little from Love is Blind and Kawalis and discuss Qisma and Asli.
Listen, full disclosure, I've never seen an episode.
Dude, I tried. There are so many.
Already. I felt so overwhelmed.
Over 60 episodes per season.
No. I've seen, I think, ample TikTok clips and videos. I don't think but like, honestly, I couldn't watch an episode. I couldn't watch one episode.
No, it's too much. There's a lot going on. I think I saw 1 or 2 episodes from the first season. What's different about Qisma Nasib is the format. It's not like Love is Blind or these shows that we just discussed, but it's more similar to what you spoke about in the beginning for the talent show.
Yeah.
It's very Love Island. You know, they are on an island. They are filming on an island in Turkey, and they have this really pretty house. And it's cameras 24/7, and they're just like following these people trying to find a partner, and more people join the show as the episodes go along. And eventually I think there's a money prize.
There's always a money prize, guys.
No, for Love is Blind. There's no.
Yes, but you can become a casting director.
Obviously, yeah. But for these people, there's an actual prize. I think it's around 30,000 Turkish lira, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea what that means.
Not a lot. Not a lot of money. It's a little sum of money, but this brings another layer to this whole dating show. Now that you have a money prize at the end of the show, so now you have a financial incentive directly. It's not like, oh, I'm going to use this show just to be like a stepping stone for my internet career. No, I'm going to use this show to get some money. And it does attract the same kind of people that we spoke about in the beginning, people that already have or want to have an internet presence. They want to do some modeling.
Yeah.
They want to do like the influencer type, basically the influencer type.
Yeah.
This appearance on this show as well.
I feel like with that show, it's a little bit more, it's like less, it's more rough in terms of format. Like,
it's raw. It's
exactly. Raw. Like, we talked about how Love is Blind, Habibi didn't give us enough.
They gave us too much.
They're giving us everything. And I also feel like the diversity, the cultural diversity is, I'm not going to say less apparent, but just they're dealing with it in a way that's like better.
Because they're in Turkey.
The others were in Dubai. See, that's what I mean. So I feel like it's
location. It plays a huge part.
I feel like they are pretty much all the same. Honestly, I cannot distinguish between them.
Okay, imagine the MENA girly or MENA dude that are gonna go and live in Turkey.
No, I know
the people of Qisma Nasib.
Yeah, for sure.
The people of Qisma Nasib, literally. So it makes sense that that's the type of person that they attracted. And I personally feel like if it was just a little bit more polished, they could have come up with something much, much, much better than Love is Blind Habibi.
Yeah, of course.
Concept-wise.
Yes, because it had, first of all, more material. There's this like little aspect of like challenges and whatever, which we've seen in other dating shows. And there is I feel like they spend more time together as a group. And we know anything, if years of like watching dating reality TV has taught us anything, it's that most of the drama happens in group settings.
Yeah.
Not in the one-on-one dates.
Even on Love is Blind.
Exactly.
When does the drama happen? When they meet everybody that they want.
Exactly. So the fact that Qisma Nasib has that group setting is like prime entertainment. But with but I don't know how I feel about The reception has been very weird though. Like I don't know why. Online, I feel like the girls. I'm not gonna talk about men because honestly, I've never seen a man talk about Kismet Nasib or Love Is Blind, which keep it up. But
I have kind of.
I have yet to encounter someone. But for the girls, I feel like they were a lot harsher on Love Is Blind contestants, the Moroccan ones, than they were on the Moroccans in Kismet Nasib.
Yeah, well, Love Is Blind Habibi is airing on Netflix.
Image international PR.
It's about where it airs. Kismet Nasib is less serious,
And it's in English. Love Is Blind is in English. Yeah.
exactly. So there's more people seeing that, more people and you know how us Moroccans or Arabs in general, we tend to, when there's like a Moroccan at a public scene, a TV show, a talent show, whatever, we expect from them to be, you know, on their best behavior.
Oh,
you
yes.
are a representative of Morocco. You're not just yourself.
Yeah.
You're a representative of our country, our culture, etc. So you have to behave yourself. If you don't,
You'll get hate.
exactly, which is what happened.
hate.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
For Love Is
I
Blind.
feel like also in Kismet Nasib, they were freer. And like you said, there's more coverage, more filming and stuff. So like we had more to hate, I think.
Yeah.
But they all seem like they did really well again on social media afterwards. So very happy for them.
So to answer our question,
It's a big part of it. I think it's a big part of it.
I think honestly, the more we see these dating shows happen more often now on YouTube. I mean, we have Kawalis. We're gonna have more Kawalises.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what happened in the US.
Mhm.
Jubilee, The Cut, etc. Like that's also going to happen here. A lot more channels are gonna want to get in on.
Replicate the model.
They will want to get in on the little dating show, reality TV economy that is currently being created. And obviously, naturally, it is going to cater to a certain type of participant. It is going to expect a certain type of participant because even the show will benefit from someone who either already has a presence or someone who wants to have a presence because
they're willing to
more
perform.
content. They're willing to perform more content. So maybe initially people did try dating shows because they wanted to find love and connection, especially when the dating shows were focused on normal people. But in this internet and social media landscape, in this influencer economy that has flourished in the past years, it is normal, expected for these shows to be full of influencer types.
Influencer types is your best case scenario because worst case scenario is psychopath. Because have you seen that Anna Kendrick movie? There was a serial killer who went into a dating show
I'm
in like
sure
the
this
70s
happens.
or something.
I'm sure this has
in the
happened before.
US.
Yeah.
And he murdered his date or was gonna murder his date. And now there's a movie about it.
Is it based on a real story?
Yes.
Oh,
like
God.
they actually, you can go see the footage of the guy in a dating show trying to pick up a woman, and literally like that was his victim.
Okay, you heard it here. Influencers on dating shows, best case scenario. That's our best case scenario. This was very fun. This is very interesting. Whether we like it or not, influencers are the best type of contestant that's going to appear on today's dating shows, in today's reality TV. In this internet landscape and influencer economy, it is to be expected. And like we said, it's the best case scenario. Thank you so much for tuning in to this new episode of Spill the Tea. Remember to leave your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what you think about these recent dating shows and what you would like us to speak about next time. Ciao!